Welcome to EdMask, the channel for education, learning and development. Today I'm going to talk about how to start an NGO in education, step-by-step guide for Uganda and Africa. In my video, I have intention to reach out to teachers, youth leaders, community organizers, but also development professionals. Have you ever wanted to start an education project to help your community, maybe to support vulnerable children, improve literacy, or empower girls, but you don't know where to begin? In this video, I'll show you step-by-step guide how to start an NGO in education, especially if you are in Uganda or Africa, whether you are a teacher, a youth leader, or development professional. This guide will help you to move from idea to impact. I'm EdMask, an education management and development professional. I share professional guide on leadership, education, and the community development. Let's start. Step 1, every successful NGO begins with a clear problem. Don't just say, I want to help students. Be specific. This you can do through looking at low literacy levels in the rural primary schools. You can look at high school dropout rates among girls, and also you can look at lack of clear guidance for secondary students. Just to go deep into this, you need to make research into your community. Identify key problem issues, discuss in details those key, identify the problems. Talk to teachers, talk to parents within the community, but also talk to local communities. Then you, in that sense, you also need to make sure you collect sample data if possible. And that sample data, you make sure that it's well analyzed to be able to come out with the key identified issue that can lead you into a proper project. You can always rank your identified issues depending on the emergency or the need of the community. And that one can help you to come out with a clear layout on how you want to see your project work out, or a clear layout on how to move forward. Secondly, step 2, you need to identify the mission and vision. Looking at the problems you identified from the community. Mission explains what you do, whereas your vision explains the future you want to see. You need to realize these two things. You need to make sure that these key issues are laid out properly. I said your mission explains what you do, and then your vision explains the future you want to see. For example, your mission will be to improve literacy levels among primary learners in rural Uganda. Whereas your mission will be a community where every child can read and write confidently. So, in this sense, as you're making your vision or mission, you need to make sure that you keep them short for everyone to understand and be able to comprehend exactly what you want to put forward. Therefore, mission is what you do and vision is the future you want to be. When it comes to step 3, I'm saying start small. Pilot your idea. In other words, try and see that this project I'm trying to come up with, is it workable? Is it workable or not? Advice here, you don't need millions of shillings to start. Begin small. Organize a reading camp, offer weekend tutorial, provide mentorship sessions. And these will help you to move forward. For example, you need to test your idea. You need to learn what works. Also, you need to build credibility before formal registration. This shows seriousness to donors later. So, in other words, I would say start small, grow stronger. In number 4, we are looking at registration. 4, register your NGO. This is a serious point where one needs to take note, and here I'm calling you to be so articulate. In Uganda, for Ugandan case, you need to go to the NGO registration bureau, where you need to get forms, and then those forms are meant to be filled up and then taken back. Uganda NGOs must be registered with NGO bureau for NGOs under the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Therefore, basically, you need to have a constitution, a well-signed constitution. You need to have membership. You need to have board members. You need to have clear objectives. A constitution is what binds you as an NGO, and then members are those members that are attached to your NGO as providing leadership. Also, you need to look at having clear objectives of what you think you need to do within the years coming forward. You need to have office, you need to have office address, but also all the required documentation needs to be taken up with you. In this process, you need to consult a lawyer or registration expert. You also need to check official government guidelines, as well as ensure compliance of everything that is needed or demanded of you by the NGO Bureau. And therefore, registration builds trust. Number 5, build a strong team. An NGO is not one person project. You need a committed board. You need volunteers. You need financial accountability persons, and you also need program coordinators. Therefore, my emphasis is that choose people with integrity, but also look at avoiding starting with friends who are not committed. Friends who are not committed will let you down and will let the NGO to be stunted. Shared values are important. As friends, as people who are beginning up an NGO, you need to have the same vision and interests. Therefore, having the right team is equal to sustainable NGO. Then when it comes to number 6, is develop a simple funding strategy. Funding is one of the biggest challenges, but don't wait for donors. Ways to start, you look at member contributions, also look at community fundraising as one of the things you need to take into account. You can also look at small grants as key issues to take on, partnership with the schools of which you are meant to be working with, but also look at social media fundraising. This will help you to move forward. And I will encourage that there is a lot of transparency, a lot of accountability, but also clear budgets for your projects. Remember that start local, but also you need to grow globally. Then step 7, I'm looking at in partnership, work with the schools, local leaders, churches, youth groups, and also district education officers. Here, I mean, you need to build partnership that increases credibility, collaboration that reduces costs, but also governmental alignment improves stability. The common mistakes one needs to avoid: starting without a clear problem, mismanaging funds, but also lack of documentation. Depending only on one donor is also a key issue that one needs to understand. And also, we need to look at no impact measurement. Impact is more important than visibility. Focus on results. Starting an education NGO is not about title, it's about transformation. If you are starting with clarity, integrity, and commitment, your impact can change lives for the generation. If this video helps you, like and subscribe for more education and development content. Comment below what education problems you would like to solve in your community. Want to start an NGO in education in Uganda or Africa? The step-by-step guide provides how to identify problems, define your mission, register legally, build a team, and secure funding. Perfect for teachers, youth leaders, and development professionals is passionate about community impact. This is Edmask, your channel. Thank you for listening in. Subscribe, like, and share. See you. Bye.